ignore the lighting. We're moving on really quickly before someone yells at me for sitting in the car and taking up a spot. So I went to Erewhon and I was absolutely craving the smoothie that they had when they were raising money for the LA fires. It was called LA Strong. If you had it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I wanted that drink so bad. Like, I was just craving that sort of taste. I've just finished my dance class and I just wanted something sweet, right? Okay, cool. So I go up to the guy that was working at the tonic bar. That's what it's called. And I was like, hi, do you guys still have that? And then he goes, no, we don't. I'm so sorry. And I was like, okay, no stress, no drama. What is the closest thing that you have to it? And he told me what it was. I think it's called like peanut butter blast or whatever, something like that. It's got like vegan protein in it, whatever. And he goes, if you want, you can add the cacao nibs to it. And he put it on my ticket. He goes, peanut butter blast, cacao nibs, notes, bottom, middle, and on the top. And it looks like the peanut butter version of but my cacao nibs are all in there. I don't know if you can see that, but they're there in all their glory. And I'm so excited. And he was so sweet. His name's Jerry. We love Jerry. Thanks so much, Jerry. But now I've got my drink. I've got my own little drink that I made myself, kind of, sort of, not really. Me and Jerry, you know, we did it together. But okay, that's it. I'm gonna drive now. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, April 1st. Pinch and punch. Welcome to a new month. Oh, look at that strand of hair. We're not doing that. I am going to take Mateo out. I really just want you to kind of just go where you're supposed to be, please. Look, here he is. I'm going to take Mateo out. I'm going for 2 job interviews today. And I'm trying to imagine my calendar in my mind as to what it is that I need to do today. And I can't picture anything else except for the job interviews. I feel like I'm doing something in between them. Anyway, that's the set plan for today. And yeah, we'll see how we go. I'm on round 1 for one of them and then round 2 for the other one. So whatever's supposed to happen, whatever is already planned out is what will transpire. So I'm just leaving it up to the higher ups and then just going and doing my best. And I'm on day 3 of 75 soft. And they say that day 2 is the hardest when you start something, because day 1 you have all the motivation and willingness to go. And then day 2 is when you're sort of iffing and ahhing and hee about it. And then if you get to day 2, then day 3 just kind of continues again. So I'm on day 3 and we'll see how I go at the end of the day. Maybe I'll do a check-in, who knows? But I don't know what the actual point of 75 soft / hard is, because I was talking to my abuela about it, so I told her I was doing it. And she was like, oh, okay, so it's just so you can get a routine going. And I was like, actually, that's really perfect, and I never thought of it like that. Because I think whenever I've heard people talk about doing 75 hard or 75 soft, it's always been, you know, I want to tone or I want to drink more water, or there's always like something within the like requirements of 75 whatever that they're achieving. And then when I was talking to her about it, she goes, well, yeah, you're just getting into a routine. You're just picking like, well, which time of day would be best for the workout portion, and do I need to buy a bottle to remind me to drink my water, or do I already have one here and I just know to keep refilling it? And then like reading, you know, I mean, I read all the time, but she was like, you know, sometimes the day just, you know, can get away from you. So it's just going and prioritizing, like, is the reading obviously to actually read the book, but does that also count as your downtime? Is that something that you do just for you and there's no other attachments to it, and it's something that relaxes you and grounds you? So I think after talking with her about it, I just wanted to start to do it, because I just am somebody that really loves and thrives on having not a strict routine, but some sort of regimen going on. So that's perhaps more my reason for starting 75 soft or continuing it, because I started because I just wanted to go, okay, I know I have things that I need to do in the day, and I know I want to tick them off, because I'm someone that just loves to go, okay, tick done, whether that's on the notes app or it's actually on a piece of paper or I get to tick it off somehow or cross it out. I'm someone that loves doing that. Speaking of bliss, did anyone else watch The Life List on Netflix? It's my second time watching it. It's my second time watching it. I know what's coming. I still cry. I still cry. I think every time I watch that film, I'm gonna cry. But anyway, I'm gonna take Mateo out, and then we're gonna continue on. But that's the updates so far with me. How are you guys? What's going on with you guys? Let me know in the comments how we're feeling. Have you guys ever done 75 soft and or hard? Let me know how you guys went with it. And if you haven't done it, why haven't you done it yet? I mean, it doesn't have to be some sort of, grand, elaborate response. It could just be, I don't want to, I don't know. A few hours have passed since I was just in this particular space. But does everyone remember when I said I was going to sell my books to the secondhand store? Yes, we do. Fantastic. So, never actually got around to doing that, and they're actually still there. But I have a box. I'm gonna probably need another one, or maybe two. But I'm gonna start today, right now. I'm gonna get on my laptop. I'm gonna put all the indications in, and we're gonna do it because these deserve to have a new home and to inspire, motivate, assist in romanticizing, liven, lighten up, and deeply impact other people's lives in the ways in which they have mine. So that is the task for this afternoon. Speaking of books that I have finished, I finished this book this morning. Why? Actually, firstly, who was the person that told me to read this book? That's a rhetorical question. It was myself. Okay. Who was the person who told me to continue reading the book? Again, rhetorical question. Myself, because I got annoyed with it, but it was good, so I couldn't exactly put it down, right? Okay. So that's all well and fine. I loved the book. Now that I've finished it, I have loved the book. It's perhaps, I don't want to ruin it for anyone that wants to read this book. So if you do want to read it and you haven't yet read it or you haven't finished, just skip, and I'll indicate here where you should skip to continue along in the video. But if you have read this book and you know what I'm talking about, okay, so I didn't know that about Tobias, and then when I learned that about Tobias, that's when I got annoyed. I mean, I was starting to get annoyed throughout the relationship too, because I was like, guys, what's going on here? But then when I learned that vital piece of information about Tobias, I got annoyed, and I put the book down for like 3 weeks. Because I'm definitely somebody in my leisure time, whether it's films, TV shows, novels, I love everyone to be in love, in a happy, genuine, healthy, authentic love. I love that, and I will always choose that first to read or choose that first to watch, or whatever it is. Always. So when I learned this about Tobias, I went, okay, gorgeous. There goes that. But I still continued reading because I liked the back and forth nature that we had going on. I appreciated that. So anyway, we continued reading. Now, the very end of the book, where she gets the note from her sister, do you know what? In a way, it is a romance. Like, it is a romance novel. It's just not a romantic one. I guess it's familial, right? But also, I finished that book and I went, goodness me, that is such an accurate representation of life, because you get something, whether it's a sign or a note or whatever, and then you go forth with that idea and you never know what can come from it. You never know what can happen. Like, this came from a note about meeting her half-sister, turned into a whole 9-year relationship with somebody else, with this guy, So I just, like, that to me is just so indicative of what life is. And I definitely think I'm in this stage, season, mindset now where I'm thinking that you can't overthink, is what I was literally just going to say. But you can't. you know, because you can plan so many things out and you can, you know, try and get all of your ducks in a row. And this really, I guess, contradicts what I was saying in my previous video where I was talking about buying the Mel Robbins book, which is still there and I am still going to read it, about trying to get my ducks in a row. Because then, another tangent, subcategory, I saw this post on, I think it was Instagram, and this girl was like, everyone's trying to get their ducks in a row, but my ducks are just having a good time doing their own thing. And you know what? I think there has to be a medium sort of balance. You have to find the happy ground that works for you. But going back to my original point, you know, you work so hard as a society, like it gets drummed into you. You have to, you know, have your life in order. And by this age, you should have accomplished la, la, la. And then, you know, by this season in your life, you should have X, Y, Z, just done and dusted. You try and fit the mold and you try to do what needs to be done, but you just never know. You never know what can happen and what can come from an experience or a place or a season or anything like that. That was my takeaway from this. And that was my takeaway from watching the Life List again for the second time. Having these two experiences around the same time, it's just, there's synergy happening, really lovely synergy. So yeah, that's my takeaway. I'm going to get started on these books now. Sadie's in air jail now.
Yeah, she's
in air jail.
In jail right now.
Okay, so this is Tiffany and this is her daughter Sadie Mae.
Hello.
And Sadie's in air jail because
she just jumped off the couch and
Sadie's she's a little tiny cutie patootie girl.
Like,
so
look at
it
her.
really was the equivalent of jumping off a cliff, I would say.
Right, exactly.
In her mind. Bark is definitely much bigger than the bite.
Yeah.
Okay, so I brought Tiffany to Croft Alley in Beverly Hills and she's never been before, but I thought it would be such a nice vibe, and it is. Apparently, I don't know if it's the same one though, but they have a Croft in downtown.
Oh.
But I don't know if it's the same, because I thought they only had this location.
But you like come here often, no?
Well, I just used to work in this area and I didn't live far from here before, so this was just kind of
Got you.
the area.
Where'd you used to work?
I used to work down on Cannon, and then I used to work down here on Beverly.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So I really was quite literally just in the middle.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And they're open super early as well in comparison to like the other stores. So if you're opening, I just come in here and get myself a little matcha.
Yeah.
And then.
Damn, I'm not a matcha girl. I wish I was.
Do you drink coffee?
Like, yes, but coffee that tastes like sugar. Like coffee that I can't taste the coffee. Does that make sense? Like, so really,
then
no.
Do you drink it?
Where?
Why?
I don't. I only drink it like once in a blue moon. For example.
Yeah.
I get like a white chocolate mocha with like.
What is that?
Like a white chocolate. It's like coffee, but it has white chocolate in it. Like it's
melted in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's supposed to taste like milk, white chocolate.
Okay.
And then I get extra pumps of white chocolate, and I get extra pumps of sugar and oat milk. So it literally just tastes like sugar.
Okay.
And it gets me like crazy.
Okay.
It gets me like.
So what would be your drink of choice then? Like if
Spearmint
everyone's like,
tea.
oh, let's go. Okay, herbal tea.
Yeah, spearmint tea.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes. Also lemonade.
Thank you so much.
I guess so 75 hard isn't really that hard for you because.
Well, I'm doing 75 soft.
But
Let's
it's
not
still
get
like
confused.
it's still no alcohol.
You're doing 75 hard.
Right. But it's still no alcohol. Like.
Yeah,
but
no. But that doesn't really.
What's the
impact
difference
my
between
life.
the 75 soft?
75. So it's clean eating and then alcohol on special occasions. And then 10 pages of any book.
Yeah.
There's no progress picture. You have to work out every day, and then one day is like an active recovery workout. And and 3 liters of water a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The water thing I've been really good at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Really, really good at.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got my fun emotional support water bottle out, and I was like, we're going to do it, and we're going to do it properly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're doing well, guys. Tiffany and I are leveling up.
But I feel like that's not that different than 75 hard. Like,
well, what you have to take a picture that I know for 75 hard, and then
you can't drink at all,
okay,
which is fine.
uh-huh.
What else? I mean, I feel like that's 2 workouts a day.
Okay,
But
and
except
one of
like,
them has to be outside, right?
yeah, but I'm not doing that.
That's why I was going to ask you. Okay, so Tiffany dances as well.
Mm-hmm.
In case no one was aware, she dances. So do you count class as one of your workouts? because I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should count it as 2 because it's technically it's 2 45-minute workouts and a dance class is an hour and a half. So technically it should
you
be
could just do
both,
that for the day
but I don't count it.
because you're going above and beyond.
I am.
Good morning. How are we? Okay, I have an update on the no matcha due to 40 days of Lent journey. So yesterday I went for coffee with a mate of mine and we went to Great White in Larchmont. I absolutely love that place. I actually love every single one of their locations because, for very obvious reasons, it reminds me of Australia. So the restaurant's doing what it needs to be doing because it's called Great White and it's Australian owned, and I just love everything about that place. It's just, I think it's one of my comfort places. But the point is that they have a turmeric latte on the menu, and I was talking to a girlfriend of mine who lives in Australia, and I was telling her about my no matcha for 40 days, and she goes, well, why don't you just have a turmeric latte? Now, the first time I had a turmeric latte, I ruined it for myself because I asked for it with no honey and I switched it to almond milk. It wasn't the one. Because the way that I have my matcha is I do it with, I don't have any sweetener. I'm not a sweetener girl, but I don't have it with any sweetener and I have it with almond milk. So it's just matcha and almond milk and that's it. So I thought, okay, well, perhaps a turmeric latte would just, come out in the same way. It does not. It actually does not. So yesterday when I went for coffee, because when I've been going out, I've honestly just been having water with some lemon slices because I'm classy, or I've just been having hot tea, mint tea, peppermint tea, any sort of herbal tea, right? Not caffeinated. And then yesterday I saw turmeric latte on the menu and I thought, okay, well, why not just give it a go? Just give it a crack, just see how we go. And I didn't make any modifications. So it's a turmeric latte, it's got honey and it's got oat milk. It's so good. It is so good. It's so good that I'm going back this morning to get another one. It's actually so nice. Iced. I haven't had it hot yet. And I don't think I will. Maybe? I don't think I will because I really like it iced and I really like the fact that I like the turmeric latte. So it's working. So we're just going to stick with it because it's working. Do you know what it is half the time? And I feel like I'm not alone in this perspective. But what I think it is just the novelty of going somewhere and ordering a drink in the morning. Obviously the drink that you order is got to be a nice drink. But more times than not, it's just the experience of going and doing all of that. Because quite frankly, you can make any of these drinks at home. Sometimes, more times than not, it's nicer to just go out and get it, and then you also, get out and all that kind of stuff that you guys already know. Also, just wanted to ask, does anyone else sometimes use their face lotion on their body? Or is that just me? Sometimes I feel like body lotion is just so thick and heavy, which would make sense because those parts of your body are more exposed to the elements and the environment and whatever else. So you would require different sort of ingredients strung together. Like, I understand all of it compared to your face. I get it. But sometimes it just feels really, really heavy and thick and like I can feel it. Whatever moisturizer I put on my face, sometimes I just put that on my body because it's thinner. The consistency is thinner and it's not as weighted, obviously, because it's for your face and it's not a heavy night cream or something. So that's what I did this morning. We're just, we're going to roll with it. Because I don't own a watch or an analog clock or anything like that. I have my phone. So when I wake up in the morning and I want to check the time, I check my phone, like I'm sure most other people do. But then all the notifications come and the emails and whatever. And I'm a person that's like, oh, it's fine. I'll just check the email and then I'll put the phone down. Right. So I was on the phone this morning and I was, seeing people's stories and whatever. And everyone's, like 2 people that I follow are in New York, and then someone else is in Colorado, in Aspen, and someone else is jet setting here, and someone else is booking their flight here, someone else is in Japan. And I felt so anxious so quickly that I started having these thoughts of like, everyone is doing these things and exploring the world and you know, checking things off their list and doing everything and anything all at the one time, and I'm not. And I caught myself and I went, okay, you have to put the phone down first and foremost, and you have to get up and open a window and like smell fresh air and all that kind of stuff. I just like, sometimes I get into these spaces where I feel like I'm not doing enough, or I'm not doing things at the rate that other people are doing them. And I think, you know, especially if it's someone that's like around my age and they're doing all these things, I think to myself, okay, like, am I behind, or am I just working on a different time, or like, why is it that they're there and I'm not there? And I think it's so natural of human nature to go, like, what's going on that side, and how did they get there, and why are they doing that and I'm not doing it? And you know, all, like, you ask all of those kinds of questions. But this morning it really hit me all at once. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Maybe in the next clip I'm going to be, you know, at the store buying a clock or something. But yeah, I just found that so interesting, because I've never had it hit me all at once to go, you're not like doing enough, you know. And I think as well, factually, because I've really had to work on that, like to look at things like on paper. I feel like someone on Love Island. On paper, or if you're in the UK, on paper, you know, yeah, I can do it. Anyway, to look at the facts on paper, you know, because I think sometimes that's good too, like to see, you know, how far you've come, or if there's areas that you want to grow in that you perhaps have forgotten about or neglected, or if you've been putting your energy elsewhere that you didn't know, but maybe that's fueling your creativity. I think to write things down, look at things factually, and just emotionally detach yourself can really just put things into perspective for you. So I've been doing that more recently, because sometimes it can just get away from me to go, yeah, no, I've done these things, but look at how much they're doing. Obviously, and I'm not the first person to say this, and I probably won't be the last, but I don't think that looking at the phone first thing in the morning is good. So maybe I should buy a clock or a watch. Okay, moving on to that. I would love to have a watch. I would love to buy myself a watch. I'm just so particular with the watch that I want. I see it in my mind. I don't see it in the store. It's got a very thin band, and the clock portion is either like a drop down oval or a rectangle. Leather, like a dark leather, like a dark brown leather. Gorgeous. But that's, you know, and I think that would be so cute right there. Charlotte, what's the time? Oh, I got you. 12:45. You know, so fun. So fun. Okay, I just added this little cardi on top. Going back to what I was saying before, so the things that I do have coming up, they are coming up. They're just not happening right now. And I think that's the thing too that I've noticed. It's so easy to get lost in someone else's journey just because their things happen today, but your things could be happening in a month or 2 months or in a year. Like, that's still close. It's just that little comparison thing. It just comes up whenever they feel like coming up, and I'd rather they didn't. So we're gonna start implementing things. What we're implementing, I have no idea, but we're gonna start, because everyone's on their own journey and doing the things when they need to be doing them, and nothing's gonna take away from that. Nothing's gonna deter that. So I just want to keep reminding myself of that and reminding you guys of that. And another update, I'm still reading the Let Them book by Mel Robbins. Charlotte, are you halfway through? You've been reading that for such a long time. Oh, you would think. I'm on page 53, something like that. Because I was finishing the dinner list. Not that that's an excuse, but I am just saying. I was finishing the dinner list, and now, because of 75 Soft, you have to read minimum 10 pages every day, so I've just put the Let Them book a part of that now. And surely, at some point, I'll read more than 10 pages. So maybe by the 75 days, I would have finished that book too. Who knows? If you have like stuff in the works, or if you have stuff coming up and it's just not happening right now, or it's not, you're present at this very moment, it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It doesn't mean it's not important. It doesn't mean it's not a part of your success or growth or achievements or progress. I always think when I see other people, like this morning, I'm like, okay, that's so cool. You know, they're in New York, but how long did it take to plan that trip, or like what did they have to put into practice to, you know, get that brand deal or get that opportunity to go away or whatever it is. It didn't just happen like that. Okay, try it and tell me if you like it. Do you like it? Yeah. It's nice. Yay! Okay, I'm at a coffee shop and it's just this really cute one that I found in Culver City because I had an orthodontist appointment because one of my retainers cracked. So just went to go get that sorted out, just doing a bit of due diligence, grown up things. I'm in public and I'm, I guess, vlogging in public. But the way to combat nerves, you guys, I cracked the code, I figured it out. Headphones, earphones, they're your best friends because I could be on a call, I could be watching video, I could be on FaceTime. No one knows, no one is none the wiser, and that's how we want it. Mum and I have come, thank you so much. That looks gorgeous. Mum and I have come to get a turmeric latte. It's a different day now from the clip that you saw before with the turmeric latte, but we have come to get another one. We also, well, give credit where credit is due. Mum made one this morning. It was absolutely sensational. And now here we are having another one. So we are turmeric latte girls. And I'm honestly so happy with it. And I was reading, because now I think I'm slowly becoming a turmeric latte fanatic, but there's so many health benefits. And I love that as well. I think that is really great. So I'm gonna wait for Mum to come back and we'll do a little cheesy. But look, doesn't that just look gorgeous? Just looks so beautiful. Also, job update. They phoned me yesterday and I got the job. Yay! I want to figure out how to get the sound effect of people clapping and saying yay because I hear it on other people's videos. So I need to research how to do that. But yes, I got the job. I'm so grateful and I'm so excited to start working with these people. They just seem so lovely and I had such a great, this was the one with the second interview. So excited. I signed my contract and I just can't wait. They phoned me yesterday to tell me I got the job and I promise you I nearly started crying. I held it together whilst I was on the phone because I am a professional, but once I hung up, I nearly started crying. But yes, that's the update on that. 75 soft, still going strong. And what else did I have to update you guys on? Because I was watching the edits back this morning because I've started editing my video. And I was like, oh, I didn't mention that. But now I can't remember what it is. Still haven't found my watch. Why, you might ask yourself, because I haven't started looking. And I can buy a brown mascara. I can do that today. I don't know if I'm near a chemist of some sort, but I'm sure I could just find one. Oh, and then that's so nice. See, if you close your eyes, the rushing noise of the cars driving by could be the sound of the waves crashing in Mykonos or Ibiza or the Amalfi Coast, you know, just like somewhere European and lovely and bright, Santorini, all that good stuff. amazing. That's great. So I'm pretty sure in my last clip, it's been a few days. It's been a few days in all honesty. I said that the phone holder I had before for the car was really not wonky, but if we were going on this road, for example, the phone would have been everywhere from the very beginning. So Mum found this magnetic suction cup situation sort of thing on TikTok shop, and here we are. Look at that. Update since we last spoke. I found my brown mascara. It's from Tower 28. I'll put the thing here. It's in the shade Drift. I always want to say Dirt, and that's not what the shade is called. It's Drift. It's really lovely. It's my second day using it. I put it on this morning. I don't know if anyone can tell because I am not close enough, but the point is I love it. It's exactly what I was looking for. So I'm really excited about that. And like I was saying, I just think it's nicer. I think a brown tinted or brown mascara is just nicer in my opinion for the everyday sort of situation, or a more subtle eyelash look, or it's there but it's not there kind of thing, instead of a black mascara. I feel like black mascara is like a statement, you know, for a photo shoot or red carpet or maybe even dinner. But I think even certain dinners, because I think this is nice. I don't have anything else on, just the brown mascara. So that's been ticked off, thankfully. And now I was gonna say I'm still in search, which would indicate that I've started the search for my watch. I have not. I feel like I am gonna find it at a vintage store, actually, because of I'll see as well. I'll go on Pinterest and see if I can find a picture of what it is that I'm looking for. And again, I'll just plunk it right there. What else did I have to say? See, I think I should start making notes. I think that would be probably a wise option and it would help me out. Oh, if you're looking at that, it's Matteo's car seat. I got him a car seat, obviously. Finally. It's from Chewy. And it comes in this color, which is like gray and a turquoisey situation. And then it also comes in, I think, just all black. But I liked this one because it matches his harness, and I didn't realize that it would match as well as it does. So I was trying to get rid of the glare on my glasses. So I thought if I put this down, it would do something. But these things, and I've had this opinion for years, are not for those that are 5, 6 and under. Like whoever made this, 5'11", and they were like, yeah, this is so perfect. It covers my eyes. It blocks the sun. Cha cha cha. Okay, that's nice for you. But you know, for the rest of us, is this cafe. I don't even know if they're still there because this was years ago, but it was in Bondi Junction. It was on level 5, and they would have the most incredible toasted ham and cheese croissant. It was sensational with, I think it was an orange juice. Yeah, so good. Ah, what an incredible meal. So anyway, I live here now, obviously, so the food situation is a little bit different. Not dire, just different. Now we come to a little fork in the road because I actually haven't had a ham and cheese croissant since I've lived here. I also wouldn't know where to get the best one. The best one. Like the croissant is that good. I feel like I'm in Europe. And I have such a particular memory and particular taste that I guess you would just run the risk of buying one and then it just doesn't, you know, live up to the memory, which is a lot of pressure to place on an American toasted ham and cheese croissant. But now I'm kind of curious, like where would I go? Would I go to a
French patisserie. Actually, that's a good idea. I'm really glad we're talking this through. Perhaps we should go past a French patisserie. Well, now that we're talking it through, I feel like we have options and we know what we're doing, or we at least have an outline of an idea, which is making me feel really good. That looks like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Did you see him?
No.
Oh, I did, but I don't know if he drives a Mercedes. Like, how am I gonna know that? But it looks like him. Anywho, so yeah, if I end up finding a ham and cheese toasted croissant,
I'll let you know.
I'll let you know and I'll keep you updated. What a blast from the past. I had this doll. I actually think I still have it. Oh my goodness. I used to be obsessed. Also, how cute is this? Minnie's got a car.